knew what we were talking about. Not edited at all. Hey, everybody, welcome to Biologic Tyler.
I am your Miss Parker. And that was me in the first segment.
You know how I take that money for naughty favors?
No, that was actually...
take it.
That was Dave Rubin. The maniacal laughter was Dave Rubin, who was a fuckhole.
You guys should have seen the debate that Dr. Z and Miss Parker and I had over this map we're about to show you in a minute.
Yeah, the map that's, it's about trigger laws and pre-Roe v. Wade laws.
You want to pre-context this?
Dave Rubin?
Yeah.
Dave Rubin is having some feelings. He's got a little sand in his vagina about the...
I don't know how he identifies.
The new press secretary.
Oh, the new press secretary.
The new press secretary who's replacing Jen Psaki. And he has some feelings.
He has some choice words?
Yeah.
Does he? Well, let's hear what they are.
Yeah.
Or do they sound like... Damn it. Do they sound like this?
She will now be replaced by Karine Jean-Pierre. We know nothing about her other than the most important things. She's
most important thing, she's black.
She's hilarious.
Actually, that maniacal laughter was Dave Rubin being rational as opposed to this.
The black lesbo. And for that, she's got the...
I hadn't even heard that.
Jean-Pierre.
I hadn't even...
we know nothing about her other things. She's a black lesbo.
All right, faggot. Go ahead.
Okay, explain why you said that.
Because he said it's okay to call Dave Rubin specifically in... Dave Rubin said it was okay to call himself, for me, in particular...
Well, it was actually Donald Trump Jr.
No, I mean, I just figure out every man.
Yeah, okay.
He said it was okay for me to call him fag.
Yeah, and the reason why it's okay to call him a fag is because we have same-sex marriage now, and that means that
all bets are off, right?
Gay bashing is over.
Yeah.
Anti-gay.
Hey, we had a black president.
So racism, of course, is
all
over.
right, let's hear what this faggot has to say.
And for that, she's got the gig.
We're gonna get clipped for that.
That is the...
Now, this is...
are they gonna hear the
yeah, probably
the hissing?
Possibly.
Okay.
It's just the way that
we have cats.
They might not hurt.
We have cats and possums, and they're all hissing right now. So
that woman is Anna Kasparian, and her and Jank, like Dave Rubin was a part of their show and decided to do something else, and he decided to allow Donald Trump Jr. to say he's a fag. So I figure it's okay for everybody to say he's a fag.
Well, he made the decision to be a token for the right wing.
Wow.
He was on TYT, which is extremely progressive, and he was a gay man, and he was offered a pile of money, and
a literal pile of money, probably. Like they probably pulled up with a forklift.
With a forklift and a giant duffel bag, or a pallet of duffel bags containing Benjamins. And
I'm no big fan.
They told him that, hey, you want to be our token? We'll drop this right in front of you. And he said,
I mean, I can understand why I feel particularly hurt.
I don't know about hurt.
But I mean, just to be sold out like that.
I wonder what it was like working with him. I mean, if he can turn like that, I'm thinking he was kind of a dick.
Unedited. That's unedited.
He sounds like the Joker.
We can only hear the glitching. I'm pretty sure we're the only ones hearing the glitching.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there we go.
But we've got her up there because
okay,
you Jen Psaki right there, and you've got Anna Kasparian right there. Torn between two lovers. Remember that? I don't even remember what we were talking about. When
Who
we
cares?
first- There were just two people you were obsessed
Teaching
with.
load.
Okay.
So I don't know where you were going with this.
No, that was all that was there. It was
Dave
just,
Rubin.
I mean, he
Mm.
called the new press secretary a black lesbo. And I guess
I don't
he
know where to
thinks,
go beyond that.
well,
other
okay,
than,
here's an interpretation.
like just lashing out
because he
epithets at him.
he said that it was okay to call him a faggot. So I guess he thinks that that means he can say lesbo.
It seems like congressional overreach to me.
Except
It
there's
seems
no
like
Congress
an
involved.
overreach of Dave's. Look, Dave. I thought there was. I never met a Dave I didn't like, and I'm talking about Dave Hansen, son. You don't know what this man did.
I do, and we've said it on the air
He
before.
was a literal nightmare of a human.
And you loved him.
I loved him. He was dope. But Dave Rubin, I love you, man. Like, not just because I used to watch you, right? It's because now I look at this and I think of you.
Oh, that is a low blow.
Friday. It's pretty hard to argue with people who are passive aggressive. You may have tried it before. Why are you
Oh,
You ready? Watch this. I think you're smart.
Yeah, I think you're smart.
I think you're
What?
not.
Bless your heart.
I am looking to revoke this man's human card.
Yeah, the man card's already
Yeah, it's on the wall.
it's already in
Posted
a
up.
jar of
angry?
pickle
They
juice.
scream. Stop being violent, they snarl as they punch you in the face.
Is he reading a
Passive-aggressive
child's
people
book?
are intent on dominating.
like he's reading
you,
a
but they're
picture
too
book.
dishonest to admit it. Now, it's not an honorable style of attack, but it's very effective, mostly because it
Oh, did you learn this from your years in the fighting pits, you douche? Dude, it just came down to, again, physical challenge, son, right? That's a measure of a man. Son, also,
Head.
punt. Dude, think you could take me?
Oh my
Cuck, do you
God.
think you could take me at a single physical challenge?
is this.
I
Democrats
will
will never
drown
meet you on
you.
an open field of battle. Instead, they will sneak up behind you and knock you unconscious with a bag of sanctimony.
Unconscious.
Yeah.
Oh, Freudian
Yeah.
slip.
Democrats
Freudian
will never
slip.
meet you on an open field of
No
battle.
conscience.
Instead, they will sneak up behind you and knock you unconscious.
An open field of battle is what we call your wife. Now, before I get to that, pull my
Oh my
fucking
God,
sword
so,
out.
I'm not actually red, just so you know.
Before I pull my sword out,
No, this
she
is
looked
him.
behind me. Did you see that?
I'm like, where is it? The only thing he's got back there is a lightsaber. which
open
is
field of
total
battle.
Nerd
Look,
alert.
my juice. I see Jen Psaki. I see a tuck.
A cuck.
I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. All right, let's go, son. Let's start easy. We'll go tennis and then golf. I'll beat you at both of those things, and then ass kicking.
The
While I
ass,
call him a, can I?
you can call him a cuck.
Okay,
That's what
cuck.
he is. No,
Okay.
that sword right out of his
I mean,
hand
look,
in
the
back.
only fucking unarmed battle I could have with Cuck is one of wits.
Oh no, you could do unarmed battle with him without
Unarmed, son. Disarm
With a
you.
bag of
I'm
sanctimony.
gonna
chop your
disarm
arm.
This is the party of weak men and angry women. So passive aggression is their only.
Does he
mode
look
of
like a weak
communication.
man to you?
you. Sounds like a
Okay,
challenge.
okay. Angry women, guilty. Guilty.
Sounds like a challenge to me, son.
Come
I'll
on
play.
over. Come on over,
Yeah,
cuck.
whatever. Anytime, anywhere.
That's great. That's just fucking great, man. Now what the fuck are we supposed to do?
Which is what you'll be
It's the real
saying.
pretty shit now, man.
You finished?
All right. That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game
Cuck.
over.
If you've ever seen one of Jen Psaki's press conferences, you know exactly what we're talking about. We watched
An intelligent conversation between a woman and a bunch of fucking idiots.
one of them yesterday. In fact, it was her last. Peter Ducey asked Psaki what the administration thinks of the fact that liberal groups have posted the home addresses of conservative Supreme Court justices on the internet. Now, why they're doing this?
And
Excuse
she
me.
said, "What about Jim?" No, that was a joke. What about 1-6? Was
Yeah, I said, what about 1-6? I mean, that has nothing to do with putting addresses up, but what about that? Wasn't violent at all.
no, I mean there was one address and they went to it.
Yeah, that address is posted, and they went to it, and a bunch of people got killed,
Where you at?
and they were about 30 seconds from hanging Nancy Pelosi.
How many minutes would you think it would take for me to have him crying?
I think one punch to the face.
I was thinking one pangram, I could probably get him crying, but after that, I
It
wouldn't
depends
think
on
about assaulting him.
The pangram
I
that
don't-
you got
do
in
you-
front of me today.
Do you
I
think?
think that's how long it would take to make
Do
him
you
cry.
think that I would have to get close enough to this man to actually touch him before he caved to everything I wanted him to do?
I think a pine nut.
Make my wood, bitch.
I think a pine nut would make him cry. If you hit him in,
I
if you
think I
hit him
could
in his
scare him.
face. Oh
I think
yeah.
I could scare him.
Oh no, I could scare him.
Well, I mean,
He's got a
just because you're a
he's
woman, he
scared
doesn't
of-
know what to do.
Well, no, he's scared of angry women. All I'd have to do is get angry.
I would literally measure the contest in feet that I had to get to him before he gave up without even trying.
I think you could just like
No, I would
Go-
just do
go
like
bol-
a big walk, spread my shoulders, just walk towards him like I'm ready to go. And he would be like,
he'd back up, but he wouldn't cry until you hit him.
"Oh," I'd make him cry before I ever touched him
How would you make him cry?
because he would be begging for me not to actually make that last step.
Because he would read the look on your face.
Well,
and he
because
would
he's
know you mean
unwilling
business.
to take the last step. In the end, he's going to end up like Alex Jones, just a very richer Alex Jones, going, "Hey, I was just playing a part," because that's what he's doing.
Didn't Alex Jones get his ass kicked by somebody
I
on the
don't
street
know.
and it was
Alex-
videoed?
That would have been funny though if it happened.
It's obvious why they're doing it, and no one denies why they're doing it. They're doing it in order to frighten those justices into changing their votes on Roe v. Wade. Now, that's
Nothing like going to January 6th. Nothing like sending a bunch of trucks to DC. Nothing like sending a bunch of trucks
Yeah,
to
no.
a fucking senator's house in California. Now go home
Welcome to Oakland.
to your dude. You think your wife? You're a disgusting redneck truck driver.
Okay, can you
who
rewind? that
drives
just-
all the way the fuck out to here to like exacerbate the situation and do exactly what's happening to the justices to one of ours, and you get egged,
Yeah, they got eggs
dude, and you ran away.
like a bunch of little
Where's your
bitches.
convictions?
And you went up to Sacramento and cried about how unwelcome you
Mm.
were. Yeah, you went to a state senator's
Is this
house
the proper?
in
how
your
much-
big ass trucks.
How much?
Okay, go back and let's look at this
already
again. I
did.
had something to say about this, but I can't remember what it was.
Well, that's
Now, why they're doing this? Well, it's obvious why they're doing it, and no one denies why they're doing it. They're doing it in order to frighten those justices into changing their votes.
Okay,
Here we go.
what about 1-6? What was that about?
Nothing. Nothing to see here. I reported on it live on this show, and I was like, "Nope, watch." The Rubin's gonna be like, "See, nothing happened. This is nothing."
They were trying to that wasn't about intimidation. That was about going in there and preventing a constitutionally dictated act from happening, and they killed
Dude,
a bunch of fucking people.
And dude, you could have always just sued, like Dub did back in 2000. You could just sued.
No, they would have had to sue in a bunch of states.
But I mean, you could have done that. But fucking Gore said, "I give up," and I guess this is the way this shit works.
There had been suits though.
I know, but they gave up on those because
No. I'm talking about in the states that Trump lost.
No.
In the states that Trump lost by a narrow margin, there were lawsuits and they went nowhere.
Right.
And so these people
but the
got
Florida
pissed
one
off.
actually gained traction, and it turned out in the end that actually Gore won Florida.
Okay,
But
we're
they
talking about.
didn't. But did you hear a giant uprising? Did you hear a bunch of people storming the castle?
No.
Castle.
No.
Capitol.
No. Not at all. There was no.
I don't remember any of that happening when Gore won.
I'm sure there were some isolated rocks thrown through windows, but
Other than that, that shit didn't happen.
Okay, so we kind of teased
no, that's illegal. It's very clearly a federal
We gotta
crime.
kill this.
It's also, by the way, the root to chaos and collapse. You can't allow angry mobs to.
You
make
can't
your
allow
country's
peaceful
laws.
protest.
That's why we banned lynching. But Jen Psaki did not have a problem with
Actually, we reported not that long ago that there was a few states that
wasn't a few states. It was a few lawmakers who voted against lynching being considered a hate crime, and they actually, I think, won Dick of the Week as a
group. Yeah,
bag of Kentucky dicks.
Yeah, well, good on you. Yeah, nothing like not banning lynching in Kentucky.
Did you report on that, cuck?
People are understandably upset with Sam Alito's views, she said. So you shouldn't be surprised they want to express that concern in person by screaming at Sam Alito and his family. Quote, I don't have an official U.S. government position on where people should protest. Really, Jen Psaki? Are those
Did he just pull a Mr. Ed?
Yeah, he did. He just nailed. He just
Look, man, here's how you do an evil voice. You're like, really, Miss Psaki? See, that gets the pants off. Really, Miss Psaki?
That gets the pants off?
Miss Psaki, tell me more over this Psaki.
You sound like President Stutz now, and I don't think that's a panty dropper.
Hello. I might have changed my view.
The only thing I do with my panties in the presence of Presley Stutz was fire them from this slingshot at 100 miles an hour.
Okay.
So we need to end because we're almost at 8. We are at 18 minutes now. In the next segment, we're gonna. Okay, I'm making an executive. I'm making an executive decision. We're going to talk about something serious.
They'll say you.
Shut up. Shut up. We're going to talk about something. We're going to talk about something serious, and then we're going to talk about something really fucking hilarious.
You don't say.
You're not going to be saying anything in the next segment.
Oh my God. Look at this. Look at this dopey bastard. He's just like, I don't understand that she's like smart and knows things and says things that make sense.
I got a boner.
How do I contradict a sense-making person and dumb it down for the morons that watch my show? Anyway, same thing we say here. Anyway, this is we'll get to Grayson Babcock. Also, he's doing some artwork. Got that.
For us?
No, just in general.
Well, of course he is.
Yeah, dailyapparelstore.com. Grayson Babcock, check him out. If you want any of his swag, check him out. Obviously, dailyapparelstore.com.
I think he's making some
if you want
quilts or something.
If you want any of the stuff that he makes for us, hit us up at theoutgroup@gmail.com. I am the J.
I am your Miss Parker.
This
is Nothing Yet Live.
Can she stop it quick enough?